Alright, good morning everybody. It's Friday and we're going to do another video for you today. We're getting started here in the yard because don't know yet what we're doing. I didn't get a chance to see my schedule because I was off yesterday for some medical imaging and testing. So we usually get our envelope when we're finished with the night, but I didn't get to see it yesterday, so I will find out what I'm doing once I get to work. But I figured I'd start it here because I'm going to show you the new weather station I bought and the old one that I had. I touched on it briefly before that the old weather station kind of died on me, so I had to get a new one, and I got a different kind of weather station, and I will show you here in a second. So this is the new weather station. This is what I bought. It's it's called a Tempest by WeatherFlow. WeatherFlow is the company, Tempest is the name of the unit, and it is completely, there's no moving parts to this thing. The rain gauge, they call it a hepatic rain gauge, which is this thing on top here. Each raindrop that hits it gets measured, and then it gives a reading, which is quite accurate. It's not too far off all the other weather stations in the area. And then it has a hypersonic wind gauge. That gap between the rain sensor up top and the rest of the unit measures the wind speed, so there's no spinning cups or anything like that. Solar powered, doesn't need any batteries. So it has the rain gauge, has the anemometer, which is hypersonic now. Excuse me. And then it has temperature and humidity sensors, lightning detection, which is nice. The other one didn't have lightning detection. It'll detect lightning strikes up to 20 miles away. But this was the old weather station I had. It had a tipping cup there for rain measurements, and then of course it had the wind vane to tell me the direction the wind was blowing, and spinning cups there, which is how traditional weather stations worked. But I mean, this unit probably works, but the head unit did not work, which was the receiver inside, so it couldn't get any measurements. And this thing's about 7 years old, so I figured it's just time to upgrade anyway. So instead of buying a new head unit for it and using this, I figured I'd get a new station, and it seems to be working pretty good. All right, so not the way I usually start a video, but today turned out to be just a little bit different. So we're up here at the well, but when I got here, there were two trucks ahead of me. One had just started loading, and one was waiting. So the one that was loading just left. The one that was waiting now backed up, and he's going to start loading. So now I'm going to loop around the building and set up behind him. They don't want us parking on that little road and blocking up traffic, so I pulled into the lot to get off the road, but now I can park alongside that other truck and wait my turn. So we gotta make this right turn here, which is a little bit funky. Nothing I haven't done before. We've all done it when we had to wait like this, but to make sure we don't pick off that telephone pole there. And this truck don't turn, so hopefully I don't get the guy's yard. Yeah, we made it. Yeah, it's a little bit of a tight turn to make that right, which, you know, we don't usually do unless circumstances dictate it, in this case. Because now I'll set back up here so that I'll be next in line. Otherwise, somebody will come in here and sneak in, and we'll just jam it up. Now, we'll keep it tight, so if somebody else does come in, and they can pull up alongside me where I was parked before I started this little video clip. So, all right, we're here. Now we gotta wait for this guy to load, and then it'll be our turn. All right, so we're finally on and loading. It's 12:50, so we are 50 minutes behind schedule, because usually I get up here right at noon and can load right away if nobody's here. But waiting on two trucks put me 50 minutes behind schedule. So that's that, but otherwise not a bad day. It's kind of a tale of two skies if you look over my shoulder. In one direction, beautiful blue skies, the other direction kind of some high cloudy skies. So the further south we go, the cloudier it might get. Further north we go, the sunnier it might get. Sky's kind of split in half right now. Cold front is draped over northern Maryland. We're on the northern edge of that, and at the risk of sounding like weatherman, we're on the dry side of it. So today's a beautiful day, no humidity. Got some beautiful sunshine right now, but the front's close enough by that it's kind of cloudy to the south. But otherwise, a beautiful break from the humidity. Some of those stifling high humidity days last week were pretty rough. So this is feeling nice and comfortable. It's gonna be warm, it's gonna be in the 80s, but with no humidity, it's just a beautiful summer day. So. All right, so we're down the bottom of the blue here, and like I told you, it's kind of a tale of two skies at the moment. Right overhead, we've got beautiful blue skies. Down south toward Allentown, you can see that there's a hazy cirrus cloud deck. I mentioned that the cold front is right down there by the Mason-Dixon line in northern Maryland. So that is probably the edge of the cloud cover with that cold front. We are on the northern Canadian air mass side of it, so that's why we don't have any humidity, and it's just nice and dry and comfortable up here. The further south you go, the cloudier it'll get. I'm not sure if it'll be cloudy down there at the plant or if it'll be sunny, but you can see the demarcation line of where the nice clear blue skies are and cloudy overcast conditions are down to the south. Anyway, I did not tell you that what we were doing today. The itinerary is 2 loads out of the Red Barn down to Fogelsville, and after that second load, then we grab the van and take that up to Hazleton and pick up an empty up there, take that down to Fogelsville, and then that'll be our night. The only way that would change is if I get down to the plant and we gotta sit down there for a couple hours waiting to unload. If that's the case, then I may grab the van and do that second, and then when I take the empty van back down to Fogelsville, then I'll grab my third load of water after that. All depends on how the plant's running. If the plant's running good, we'll stick with the water. If the plant's running bad, then we'll grab the van. Oh, now they got a bounce house there. A little snack trailer or whatever you want to call it, food trailer there on that Belos's Market property, and I saw behind it they had a bounce house, so I don't know what that was about. I don't know if that's part of the food thing or if it's something else, but that was new. That wasn't there the other day. So down further is that bridge construction. Our night driver told me that they were doing construction on there and they had it down the single lane in the overnight hours. So I don't know if that's the game plan, is to do most of the construction in the overnight hours and keep it open during the day, or what they're going to do, because I don't even know what they're doing there. I don't know if they're fixing the concrete sidewalls or if they're going to replace the whole bridge. If they're going to replace the whole bridge, it's going to be interesting to see how they do it, because there really isn't a lot of room to work with. Even if they tried to put a temporary bridge in, they'd have to do a lot of land clearing and tree clearing to put that temporary bridge in to carry the traffic over while they were building the new bridge. And temporary bridges are not out of the question. They did that in Tamaqua on 309. They rebuilt a bridge over the Little Schuylkill River, but they had parking lots on either side of it from used car dealers, so they were able to kind of push the road slightly west and put up 2 temporary spans to carry the north and the southbound lanes across the bridge while they rebuilt the other one. So, but I don't know if they have the room down here to do that. But we're coming up on it soon, and as long as this light stays green and we don't have to sit and wait on a light, I'll keep the camera on and talk to you until we get on the other side of the construction. So far, so good. Yeah, we stayed green, so it's gonna be a longer segment, but see, they have the lanes wide open. They're not even restricted like they were in my last video where they had us moving. Oh, now they have us moving to the left. I see they painted new lines. Okay, let's see what they got here. They did shunt the traffic over to the left now. They burned off the previous yellow line and moved this over about 3 feet to the I don't know if they're going to replace the whole bridge. Boy, that's tight though. There's only about a foot of clearance on my right side there. That was pretty tight. 2 trucks go through there. It ought to be quite tight. But I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they're going to replace that concrete retaining wall or if they're going to replace the bridge. I guess they'll just have to wait and see as they move along in the construction process. So. But anyway, we just rolled through New Chipotle. We're going down there. We'll see what we get when we get down there, if we got to wait or if we can unload right away. All right, so it's our turn. We are in a holding pattern. We had to sit over here by the fence for the moment. One pump is down. There's a cone in front of it, so only 3 pumps are working today, and at that we're still one at a time with a little bit of a gap in between trucks. So we're finally going to get on the pad here, but we're not going to unload right away. But I don't think I'm going to jump right into the van. I think I'm going to go up and bring my second load of water down, and then if it's still in a holding pattern, then I may drop this loaded and take the van up and then come back and get this and then deliver the water after the fact. We'll see, but I don't think I'm going to run the van up right now. It's just too early. They're generally not supposed to leave, I guess, until 5, but a lot of times they're ready early. Let's see, do I need to? Nah, we're good. I thought maybe I'd have to pull forward a little bit, but we're good. Off a little left, but that gives the guy to my right a little extra room to get out. All right, we're in, but I don't know how long it's going to take to get unloaded. All right, so we're finally empty and rolling out of there. It is 3:10 p.m., so we are way behind schedule today. Been sitting and waiting up top, sitting and waiting down here. And then I wanted to see if I could do the van first in between the 2 water loads, and I got the okay to do it until I walked over and opened up the van door because it wasn't sealed, and it turns out that it hasn't been loaded yet, so we got to go up and get our second load of water first and bring it down. Now, if it happens to be loaded, I may, if I have to wait again to unload down here, drop the loaded tank, grab the van, take that up, do what I need to do with it, bring it back down and deliver the loaded water for the end of the night. I've done that before, and if it's in a different spot than where it was and it's loaded, then that's what I might do. I have no idea what it's going to be like when I come down here. Like I said, we had to sit and wait, so I don't know if we're going to have to sit and wait on the next one or not, but anyway, what is dinging at me? Something on, oh, the ABS light keeps coming on and going out on the dashboard. Okay. So I don't know if it's going to keep doing that or if it's just a little glitch for now until we get rolling, but anyway, it's going to be 4 hours to do one load, which it should only take 2 hours. So that's, I mean, we're behind schedule by 2 hours now already. Hopefully we don't run into any more problems. So hopefully when we get up to the well, there's nobody there again. See, the ABS light keeps coming on and going out. I'm not sure what the problem is with that. We'll write it up tonight and get it addressed if it keeps doing it. So anyway, onward and upward, get this second load of water, and oh man, that's gonna be annoying if it does it all night long. Jeez Louise. To get this second load of water, bring it down, and hopefully we can knock it right on out and empty out and then get the van, and we'll finish with the van and not have to worry about the water after that. So, all right, we'll talk to you later. So I swore I wasn't going to talk about the weather today, but it's kind of interesting. We were not supposed to get storms, and I don't know that we're going to get storms up here, but if you look at that dark cloud that's over my shoulder toward the west and southwest, That is outflow from some thunderstorms that made it as far north as Harrisburg. Actually, they're a little bit north of Harrisburg right now, and future radar has them running straight out I-78, so it might actually rain a little bit down there in Fogelsville. I don't think we're going to see any up here, but fact of the matter is the rain was supposed to stay down along Mason-Dixon line, or at least south of the east-west PA Turnpike. But some of it got a little farther north, and you can see the outflow from it. What was supposed to be a beautiful sunny day kind of took on a bit of a cloudyish tone, at least toward the west and southwest. If I spin around and you look that direction, there's clear blue skies to the northeast. So kind of another weird day. Like I said, I wasn't going to talk about the weather, but the weather seems to keep coming up in the conversation. I guess just because of the fact that I do follow the weather so closely makes it a kind of a hot topic for me. But anyway, we're loading this second one. Nobody was here. The guy that was ahead of me in the last load, he was just leaving when I got here, so it was wide open. So we're loading as we speak, and we're going to get down there. Hopefully we can get right on and unload, and hopefully by that time our van is loaded. If it's not loaded and I got to sit and wait down there, I get a little bit of annoyed. But we'll see what happens. We just came to a stop here before we got to the turnoff to turn on the 100 south, and we're pretty far back from the lights. I'm not exactly sure why that happened. That never happens. Not even in morning rush hour with the traffic coming down from Tamaqua to go to work in Fogelsville. It doesn't usually happen, so I'm not sure what the story was there. But yeah, traffic was stopped. Oh, these two are both going to run the red light. Okay. Well, one of them did anyway. I think one was going to turn, and then one of the straight ones ran the red light, and then the one behind decided they were going to take it too. But anyway, all's good. Looked like there was a near collision there. I think the first one making the left didn't know that the one going my direction was going to keep going through the light, and it looked like they almost hit, so that could have been a problem, but I don't know what the other problem was. That's kind of weird to come to a stop as far back as we did, because like I said, that just doesn't usually happen too often, if at all. Well, we caught up to that traffic mess again. We were able to roll good all the way down 100 till we got down here to Clausville, and now we caught up to the traffic jam again, and this is down this way, kind of like what it would be like if it were 7:30 in the morning, but it's 4:30 in the afternoon, and it shouldn't be like this. I have no idea what is holding traffic up like this. It must be some kind of a slow mover, but it couldn't be that slow of a mover, because they got going and we didn't catch them until we got down here to this next traffic light. But I can see even on the other side of the traffic light, they're not moving all that fast, unless it's a piece of farm equipment. But how did it get so far ahead of me that I didn't catch up till I got down here to this light? All right, so there is what was holding everything up. It was oversized loads, and they're quite wide, boy. Look at the width on those things. They overhang the side of the trailer by about 3 foot each, and it looks like they're having some kind of mechanical problem. That's why they're pulled over there. But yeah, that was what was holding everything up. All right, so we're back on the pad and we're unloading. I went with my pickup number to go talk in the intercom and find out if my load was ready, and it is not ready. The trailer was put into a door, but evidently there's some kind of problem with the load. So it is not ready. I don't even know if it's being loaded yet. And we're not allowed in the plant, so I don't know what's going on inside there. And that guy didn't know anything other than tell me that there was a problem, and he asked me if I talked to some lady whose name I won't mention, obviously, and no, we don't talk to anybody. That's our dispatchers that talk to them via email and phone and whatever they do. So all we do is we get our pickup number and ring the buzzer and talk to whoever's on the other side of that intercom and give them our pickup number and get our instructions and go. But the load's not ready yet, and there's some kind of problem with it that needs to be resolved. So I've been instructed to sit off to the side down here after I unload this water and wait for an hour and see what happens, and then call the boss man, and we'll make some kind of decision from there. Alright, so the problem has resolved itself. The trailer is in a door right now. We're going to back up to it, and then once we get the green light, we'll be able to just take it out, close the doors, grab a seal out there at the back gate, and then we'll be on our way. Don't know what the problem was, but it was evidently a fairly quick fix. So just got to roll down here to door 19. It's unusual to pull one off the door, though. Usually we pull one off the yard over there to our right. So today this one's still in the door. So it's a semi-live unload instead of just a drop-in hook. Now let's hope we don't scare anybody hooking up to it. And of course I won't be able to do a tug test until they give me the green light and I can pull out. Okay, height's good. I don't like the way it lurches. I don't want to... There we go. I don't want to slam that pin. Alright, we're in. We'll talk to you when we're finished up, ready to go. I can do part of my pre-trip now while I'm sitting here. Alright, well, sorry for the noise, but we got our load, we got our paperwork, we're sealed up, ready to go, but I'm taking my 5-minute break out here on the driveway out of the way of everybody. I didn't get to do it while I was in the dock, so I'm doing it here. But we are loaded, we are ready to roll, and as soon as I'm done with my little break, and we'll get heading on north up there through Tamaqua and up to Hazelton to get this thing dropped off, bring the empty back for the night. Alright, well, we're up here on 81. We made it through Tamaqua. We climbed all the hills and dropped into all the valleys. We're up here on the freeway rolling along these last few miles. We got about 2 more miles of interstate to go. It's only about 5 miles from where we get on to where we get off, so it's not much interstate running at all, but it's a little bit. But what I'm finding out is I'm reaching for things to talk about because I don't have the weather to talk about. When there's storms and stuff, I have weather to talk about. But nothing going on today. I thought there might have been a little bit of rain with that outflow boundary from whatever was out there by Harrisburg, but that didn't pan out. And now you see we got up here to Hazelton and there's barely a cloud in the sky. It is as beautiful gets. 81 degrees, no humidity. Can't beat it. It's a beautiful day, but on this local run and running these same roads, I don't have much to talk about if the weather isn't giving me something to talk about. I guess I could talk about the nice weather, which is what I just did. I don't know. It's getting more and more difficult to try and figure out what to show you guys. Different segments in different places. Things that maybe I haven't shown you for a while, but then I don't have the right words to say at that particular moment. So, you know, on a repetitive route, it gets kind of difficult. And I was just watching somebody's video where they said they don't like to make 2 videos the same. If they can't make something a little different in their next video, then they won't make any at all. Ooh, that was a nasty bump. So, I don't know, it is kind of tough making these videos when we run the same roads all the time, and I know I've said that many times before too, but it's true. There is no variety whatsoever. Even when I do these van loads up here, we've done them so many times that it's the same thing over and over. So, here we are. Our freeway running is over already, and we're getting off here at 9:24. I go a few miles west, I believe. I mean, it is definitely west. I'm not sure if the route number is a west or a, no, north and south. But we're actually going to go west here for the moment. So, let's see if, I guess we're going to have to wait a little bit for this light here. All right, so we're here, and drop and hook turned into a live unload. We're sitting here getting unloaded as I speak. This trailer was brought up yesterday afternoon, and I guess it sat in this dock from yesterday afternoon until tonight when I got here. So I dropped my loaded one in the yard as I was instructed, and then they told me to come over here and get under this one and go knock on the door and talk to them. So I talked to them, and they said they would unload this one now, and so that's what they're doing. But it's gonna take me about an hour of sitting here. As you know, it usually takes half hour to an hour to unload a van trailer. So the simple drop and hook wasn't a simple drop and hook, so we gotta wait for them to live unload this one, and then we'll roll on south, go down to Allentown, get our tank, and then roll back up somewhere along the way. I think I'm gonna fuel on the way down. That way I don't have to do it after the station closes. If the station closes, I can get fuel, but we're limited to a certain dollar amount on the credit card, and then I won't be able to fill the tanks for the next driver. If I get it before the station closes, I'll be able to fill the tanks for the next driver. So that's probably what we'll do. So we'll talk to you on the way down once we get done here. All right, so we're coming up on our fuel stop up here. It's gonna be a little bit of a challenge because usually we get fuel with our tanker attached to the truck, not the 53-foot van. And I like to face northbound so that the trailer doesn't block the entrance and exit to the gas pumps. So we're gonna have to swing it in there and then make as hard almost a U-turn to get to the diesel fuel pumps. So, you know, a little bit of a challenge, but nothing crazy. And here we are. See, if I go at it from this direction, the trailer will be sticking way out and blocking half that driveway. So I want to come in here, and then, like I said, it's almost like a U-turn. Let's take it wide. And then drag it back around. But we usually do this with a 40-foot tanker, not a 53-foot van trailer. So but here we are. Just write the mileage down before we forget, and then we'll get ourselves some go-go juice. All right, so it took $235 to fill it, so that would have been well beyond the $175 limit on our credit card if I used the card at the pump. All right, well, we just did our tug test. We are hooked up to the tank and we are ready to roll. I'll turn the headlights on once I get straightened out here so we don't blind anybody. And there goes the ABS light again. It must be the tanker because it didn't do that with the van, so I'm gonna have to write that up when we get back, that it keeps coming on and going out and coming on and going out. See if it does it now or if it'll stay quiet. Because if you remember earlier when I was leaving here, that ABS light kept coming on and it would ding at me, and then it would go back out, and then it would come back on again and ding at me again, and so forth and so on. Well, now it's being quiet. It did it that one time and it hasn't done it again, so maybe the plug was just a little loose last time. Now that we hooked back up to it, maybe she's tight. I don't know. Sidestep this guy, and we don't have to check out here when we have the van. We have to check out here, but we don't have to check out here when we have the tank. So, but that's it. We are fueled up. Maybe I should put some DEF in this thing. It's got 3/4 of a tank itself. It'll probably go another 3 or 4 days before it actually needs it, but maybe I'll top it off when I get back to the yard. That way everything is topped off for the weekend. Because that's, oh, little rabbit. Oh, I don't know. I hope I didn't get him. I hope I straddled him. Hope he got away. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see him back there. Maybe he was able to scoot in between my tires. little tiny rabbit ran out from the grass there on the right. I don't know if I got him or not. I couldn't stop in time, and he got confused and kind of stopped and then went again. I was hoping he would have turned around and went back the way he came from, but he didn't. So I don't know, but anyway, we're rolling on out of here, and we'll talk to you when we get back up to the yard, because once we get away from artificial light, as you can see, you can't see other than what my headlights are lighting up. So we'll talk to you up there. All right, so we're parked, we're done for the night, and we're getting ready to go home. Paperwork's all done, post-trip walk-around's all done. We'd park along the creek tonight because there's no parking. The later you get back on a Friday night, the less chance you have of parking in a normal spot. So we're parked along the creek here, we're out of the way. Somebody's probably gonna come out in this truck tonight or tomorrow morning. So it won't stay here long, but that's our only option. Friday nights. Usually during the week, there's a couple water trucks out and some of the buckets are out overnight, but Friday nights, just about everybody's in. I'm usually the last man standing when I get in this late, so. But we're parked, and we're getting ready to go home and enjoy the weekend and try to get this thing put up on the tube for you guys Saturday and or Sunday.